I want to have a class. Hi, beautiful people.
I've just started. Something wrong with this.
It's not charged. Hi, beautiful people. How are we doing today? Yes, it's about time for us to get started with yet another theory. Whoa, 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 whoa. And this particular theory is called the John Bowlby and attachment theory, the John Bowlby theory of attachments. Wow.
Just started.
So today we're starting off with the John Bowlby theory of attachment. Welcome to today's class. Hi everyone. Hi beautiful people. Hi wonderful people. Hi awesome colleagues and friends and families. My name is Odetunde-Israel and I'm so delighted to be at your faces again. If you're meeting me for the first time, I'm the lead coach of Educrest LES Institute, and what we do basically is we offer teachers training and provide professional development training for schools, teachers like you. So what we do at Educrest is that we do teachers training. So if you want to get an insight into what we do, you may need to subscribe to our professional diploma in early childhood education, and that particular program is just so good for you. The certificate is tenable both in and outside Nigeria. That means you can use it here and you can use it overseas. That being said, I want to get started. For the past few days or few weeks, we've been talking about child development theories, and yesterday was lit. If you've not seen the video that we did yesterday, it is called Erik Erikson psychoanalytic psychosexual theory of child development, and this particular theory is just awesome. You don't want to miss out. So let's get started. So what exactly did we... So if you have not seen the Erik Erikson video, just check on my post. You're going to see the Erik Erikson video. It's not it. You're going to see the Erik Erikson video, and it's just something that you would not want to miss out on. You would not want to miss out. You would not want to miss out. So now we are now in the John Bowlby attachment theory. You know that feel that you got or that you have, even you as an adult, if you see your mom or your dad today, see however harsh or strict your parents may be, I don't know about some people shall. When you see your mom is your mom. There is nothing anybody can do about it. You're still going to behave like a little baby where your parents are, yes or no. You're still going to give that impression of, oh, I missed you. You just want to connect with them. You want to feel cool with them, and so on and so forth. And that's exactly what we are trying to, attachment theory is all about. Attachment theory is talking to us about how the child in the ECE setting, is so delighted to have you. The child in the ECE setting is saying that, see, I am excited to be part of somebody's life. I am excited to have somebody to be part of my life. I am excited to be part of. I am excited to see that you're connected to me. I'm excited to see that I am connected to you. I am excited to understand and to see that everything, there is one person that matters to me. The child in the ECE setting is saying something. He's saying that I am so delighted to have you in my life. So attachment theory is just basically telling you and I rather, is telling the child that you matter to them. Attachment theory is saying that there is a primary person that matters to me. There is a primary person that I'm interested in. There is a primary person that cares so much about me. Attachment theory is what we are looking at today, and it is by someone we call John Bowlby. John Bowlby is a child development theory personality, and is interested in working with the children. Is interested in working with children and their families, understanding the dynamics of how children and why children behave the way they behave. John Bowlby is a theorist like every other theorist I had mentioned, but his own focus was just one thing. His focus was, let me identify with the child. Let me see why the child get so connected to a particular person. And like I mentioned yesterday in yesterday's class, I said that, see, be it a mad person, the whoever that a child sees first in their life, whoever that provides the care, whoever that provides the support that the child is gets familiar with first in their life, that is who the child will relate with. That is the person that the child will build trust with. So what then is attachment theory? Attachment is a primary bond, is the primary bond, is the immediate bond, rather, is the immediate bond between a between a child and their primary caregiver. What is attachment? Attachment is that bond between a child and their primary caregiver. Who is this caregiver? Be it your house girl, your child will bond with the person. Be it is the whoever that the child sees that provide, be it you yourself, be it is the father, be it is the mother. The child will just get connected to the person, and it is what it is. The child has gone and there is nothing we can do about it. So attachment basically helps us to see and understand clearly the role that emotions and love does, what emotion and love does to the child. The child in the EC setting is just asking for something. Let me love up with you. Let me love up with this person. Let this person show me how much they care. Attachment theory is telling us that one person matters. Remember, everything that we're talking about is how do children develop, or why do children behave the way they behave? What are the things that makes children have difficulty behaving in a certain way, and how can we help the child behave, how can we help support the child to be able to live a life that is that is convenient, a life where they can trust, a life where they can depend on others, they can depend on you, a life where they are seeing that this is a safe space, this is a safe space. So that is what attachment is all about, and that is the theory that we'll be talking about today. Welcome to today's class. I am Bukola Odetunde-Israel. If you're meeting me for the first time, that is my name, and I've said it over and over again. So you're just comfortable. I'm comfortable with you calling me just Coach Bukola. Of course, I'm a certified coach, and I'm so delighted to be holding your hands. I know that some of you that are just joining us, you may not have seen a lot of us, but then just stay still. Don't be in a rush. You're going to learn a lot with Educrest. I'm not the only coach that will be holding your hands. We have a lot of wonderful coaches that will be holding your hands, taking you through different classes. And so if you're just starting, just know that you're on a right track, and we're so delighted to have you. So over the past few weeks, I've said that before, we've been having series of theories. We've talked about different theories. We've talked about Jim Piaget cognitive theory. We've talked about Erik Erikson. That's what we did yesterday. We've talked about different theories, and today we're looking at one more person, and this person's name is John Bowlby. Now, every time I take this class, I always like to go like this, that the way we're mentioning these people's name, we can mention your name too. And we can mention my name too. We can mention each of our names. You know why? So long we put our time to developing something. You know, when they tell you to do a research work, do a research work, create a theory, and the world will buy into your theory. So long you prove to us that your theory is worth the effort put into it. Put a thought into some things. Ask questions about what things are going wrong. Look at the children in the Nigerian setting or the African setting. Ask questions about why they are not learning, or they are learning the way they are supposed to learn, or what are the limitations that they are experiencing. You could create a theory out of it. There was a time I was trying to work on a project also about improvisation of Montessori material. It's still something that is very dear to me, but concretizing it is the stage I am, where we could just make localized. This is not the ones we are still having localized Montessori material currently. Now we have people printing Montessori, doing Montessori materials in Nigeria, but then beyond that, improvisation of every kind of teaching material from nature. And I got that clue from the Rego Emilia theory. I'm not supposed to say that, because Rego Emilia is another school of thought, and she's just from nature, everything around nature. How can we bring nature to the class? So the whole idea is that you cannot do education by yourself. You cannot say that, oh, everything that I'm learning is for me, myself, and I. No, we must know your name. We must hear your name. You must be, in fact, even if it means that you are just still a teacher in that school, let us know you for one thing that is very, very good. If you're a teacher, if you're a mom, let us know differently that this particular person is an awesome person. She has a very good idea about what she says she knows. So I want you to take your time, look inwardly, ask questions about these things that you have come to learn. Look out for something. Let it be known in your space that you are very, 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 very good at what you do. Now, you may not be perfect, of course, none of us is perfect, but at least let them call you an expert that you are. And that's why we kept on telling you the names of these people. You must know their names, you must know the theories that they do, you must know how to apply those theories. So when you're speaking with a parent and a parent comes to your face and they're asking you, or they are sharing some concerns about their children with you, you have solutions. And you are not saying those solutions from your head. You're saying that, you see, I think I figure out what's happening to Shemilore. I think I can tell that the situation is that she's in a certain stage according to so theory. You see, children in this certain stage, these are the kind of behavior that they exhibit. But do you know that if we can compare another theory that says XYZ, we can actually figure out how to help Shemilore get out of this season that she is. I'm sure the parents will look at you differently. They will not just call you a regular teacher. They will look at you and they will say, this person knows what she's doing, and that's why we are here. So I want to plead with you, please try and know what you are doing. Try and know what you are doing. We are here in Educrest, but we are not here to stay forever. We are here to learn within a short period of time, and we are going to do well. So let's go on to attachment theory by Bowlby. So, well, attachment, like I said, is the care that we give to that, but the primary care that is given to a child, like whoever provides this care, children know. See, there is a quote I said in the beginning of our class in introduction to early child education, maybe not in your series, but there's this particular quote that is very dear to me. Children do not care how much you know until they know how much you care. If you can write that down, write it or drop it in the chat room. Children do not care how much you know until they know how much you care. Children basically don't care. Tell me that you went to Harvard University. I do not care as a child. You just need to show me how much you care, and I would be able to relate with you, because really, care is the reason that I'm here. And we owe it to every single child in our setting. We owe it to them, the duty of care. So, attachment theory states one thing. It says that there is an emotional bond between the child and whoever cares for them. Between people, who are the people? So it's not only one person though, because I know some of you will be asking that, but then if I'm living in a large family, does it mean that my child will be confused or something? No. The child knows that everybody loves them and they will feel comfortable in the midst of everybody. But then the child knows that there is one person that mixes my food. There is one person that changes my diaper. There is one person that I always see whenever I whimper. That person, I will create a special bond with the person. So attachment theory can just explore the crucial emotional bond formed between children, people. Attachment can happen in adults too, so don't think just like you could get attached to. Did you know that if you have someone work with you for a while, no matter how much they stress you, kind of, you could heave a sigh of relief when they go, but kind of you will miss them. So attachment is saying that people matter. Attachment is saying that everybody, there is a connection between the kind of people, everyone, however they have impacted, or some would have strained you emotionally, some would have nurtured you emotionally. However, there will be an emotional bond between you and them. So this initial relationship kind of influences future connections. This relationship that we bond, or that the children bond with, or they express when they are little, kind of creates in them. Remember the trust versus mistrust that we talked about yesterday, or 2 days last week? That was the one of the theories that we talked about, trust versus mistrust. The child in this setting is saying that, you know what, I feel good, I am comfortable, I am understanding what trust and intimacy would lead, how trust can lead me to having intimate relationship, elder relationship. We're not saying intimacy like, having to just be sexual relationship. No, we're saying that being able to have good friends, being able to relate well with friends, being able to have relationship that last a lifetime. Attachment is the source for it. Now, the quality of these bonds that I have at the beginning of my life, either very good or not so good, will determine how I will relate with other people as I continue as a child, as I continue as an adult. So the quality of the relationship that I have, the quality of the attachment that I'm open to. Have you seen series of things on Facebook now? People will say that there is love at home, there is love at home, there is love at home. It's because they are saying that, see, some people have issues releasing the so much love that they have, maybe by virtue of the experiences that they've had, or some people just find it difficult to release how much. Now, we're not saying love as in love. We're saying that, can you just be relatable? Can you just be able to hold healthy conversations with people? Can you just be able to relate with colleagues and be fine? Can you just be able to relate with people in the community and you would not have to hit people's heads together at all time? Really, people that come from healthy backgrounds, they kind of thrive more in communities like this. They know that they are loved at home. They know that they can trust people. They kind of would trust people kind of easily though. But they know. We are saying that the whatsoever is a quality of bond that happens in the earliest part of a child's life has a great influence, in fact a very great influence in the life of that child, and it's going to affect future relationships. It's going to affect how they relate with other people. Now, why do we need to know these as educators? Because really, every time we go into these theories, you're going to be asking, how is this my business? Am I a child? Am I the mommy to the child and all of this? You see, the whole essence of this attachment theory is so that we can know that these relationships influences future connections. This relationship would shape how we engage with others throughout life. And if I know that if I'm able to help children bond well, I'm going to be influencing how they will be behaving in the future. If I know this, then I should be careful about how I am detaching myself and attaching myself to the child in the EC setting. So this attachment theory is saying that, can I show you how patterns are formed in early childhood education, how early childhood and how these patterns eventually influences trust, how this pattern influences intimacy, how this patterns influences behavior in adults, even whether work relationship, romantic relationship, church relationship, kind of relationship. And if I understand this, I will now ask a question: how do I influence this pattern? How do I be part? How can I make positive impact in this process? Seeing that the child in the ECE setting is mine, I have a goal in mind. I don't want this child to miss it, because really the goal is to making sure that this child is able to live in harmony with themselves, their immediate and their global community. Because I want to make sure that the quality of the bonds I am showing to the children will affect them eventually. See, you can be very strict yet very loving. Children will still look forward to welcoming you. They are looking forward to falling into your arms. They are so excited. They get excited when they see you. Yet you can be very firm. Guess what? You can be very lenient, and children are just very scattered around you, yet they don't bond with you, because there is no structure with how you're relating with the children. And that is why you need to know. Now that we've understood that attachment basically refers to that emotional bond between individuals, that emotional bond between that child and their immediate caregiver, whoever this person is. So if every day the school bus drops a child every morning, if every day the child sees the gatesman and the gatesman picks the child up and love up with the child and talks to the child naturally will yearn towards the person. To you, the person may be a wicked person, the person may be a dirty person, the person may be a very kind of person that you don't want your child to relate with. But the truth of the matter is that the way the child relates to the person, the way the person relates to the child, is what the child reciprocates. That's why I said children read beneath. They read beneath your. In fact, children cannot even cope when you are pretending to love them. They know. Children will tell that you're pretending to love them. They know sincerely, even when people are busy, like we have busy parents, they know when their busy parents really, really love them and care about them. So, dear mothers and sons, attachment is this bond that form when children and their caregiver have significant connection. The early bond the early bonds these children have with their caregiver have a significant impact that lasts throughout their lives. This attachment keep these infants, they keep these babies close to you. You are the significant person. You are that person that they are seeing in the school. It is their mothers that they see at home. It is their fathers that they see at home. But when they come to the school, they come and they see you. And this bond that they share with you improves their chances of survival. When children know that they have a safe haven in you, they will come running to your arms. They will come. So you don't go with this lion in the tribe of your class. When children see you, they scamper away because they are like, hey, this woman, yes, I can be very strict, yet I can be very, welcoming. So the child in the EC setting is telling you one thing. He's saying that, please help me to be comfortable in your space. Help me to understand and trust the world. Help me to know that my emotions actually matter. Help me to see clearly that the world is not a dangerous place to be. So there are two there are two examples or two sub items that I'll be mentioning that gives us real in-depth into what attachments are. Then before we go into the four main type of attachment styles, then we have the innate. What kind of bond is this? Let's just say kind of bond, kind of attachment, kind. This is an innate kind of attachment. INNATE, innate. This kind of bond, they are as a result. When you say this kind of bond, oh, what kind of love am I loving up with this person? What kind of connection am I having with this person? How am I connecting to this person? How am I feeling? How am I loving up with this person? This kind of bond is as a result of evolutionary processes, because children naturally are born with an innate drive to form attachment with caregivers. This one is not as a result of whether I provide food for the child or I do not provide food for the child, or whether I am a nice person or I look neat. Naturally speaking, children have, this thing, just like when we're talking about the oral, what do they call that thing? The oral stage of the theory that we took class, that everything that the child is having, the child just want to put those things into their mouth. Everything, the child just want to put it into their mouth. So this the child in this stage naturally is just a naturally loving person. A child just wants to be suited. A child just wants to be loved up with. A child just wants to be like, okay, I just want to know that I am cared for. So that's why when you pick up a child and you rock the child kind of just gets calm, because naturally that is what satisfies them. That is what satisfies them. So the child in this is saying that I am connecting with you because that is what I need. So maintaining proximity to an attachment figure increases now the likelihood of surviving and connecting more into what the process of adult would be like. So this child is not lonely. This child is not alone. This child is not is saying that, see, I just want you to care for me. Whether you're a perfect person or you're not a perfect person, this is just a natural thing that comes from the inside of me to you. Just help me to nurture it. Now, it is now left for you to either say yes to that reaction from the child or say no. If you check within yourself, you will see that when you see children in the school, what do? A new baby wants to be carried at all times, right? Despite the fact that the child is crying every time. The child is just crying, wee. But once you pick up the child will be like, don't drop me. The child just wants to be loved up with. And that is why we as primary caregivers, we are not supposed to be the ones that will be opening our eyes and children are running away from our classes. As how now? We're not supposed to be the one. We're not supposed to be the kind of people that children would not want to connect with. We're not supposed to be the kind of people that children are afraid of being around. Now, there is another kind of attachment. That one we call it the secure base. The central theme of attachment theory, this kind of is the central theme of attachment theory. And this says that primarily we as caregivers, or we, any kind of caregiver that is available and responsive to an infant needs, will kind of foster a sense of security in that child. This is where the real attachment is defined. Yes, there is an attachment from the child because of the child innate need, but then there is an attachment from the availability of whoever that is around to receive that innate need of the child and nurture it. The child in this space is learning that this caregiver is dependable. I can trust this woman. Whenever I cry, like, she'll just pick me up. And this is where the attachment now begins to build, because this is now the real secure base for the child to now be able to then explore the world around them. So for us to be able to say that, oh, how will attachment form? You will see when children are in your class, after a while, you see that they get attached to you, right? When you even kind of they don't even need to be your class. Just have a neighbor whose baby likes to come to your apartment, and the baby just continue to come to your apartment. When they are going to the apartment, you will see that the baby begins to just want to look out for you. I had a friend whose neighbor's child spent most of her time. She does a monogram, and she says every time I go to her place to pick up my uniforms, I will always see this baby. I almost was like, Blessing, when did you give birth to this child? She said, it's not my child. Do you know at some point that little child started looking like her? I was like, but when you see the child's mom really look like the child's mom. But when the child's mom is not in the picture and you pick this child and you relate the child, because anytime the child wants to sleep, she will just put the baby on her chest. Anytime the child wants to feed, she just, from infant, from little baby, she has always been the one that, as when the mom wants to go to, the baby did not go to daycare because of course she does her job at home, and she has a very big space and that she uses. So every time that you see the baby on her back, you see the baby. So it's almost like the mom just gave birth to the baby and handed over to the baby. The child is growing and growing now. The child is going to school. At some point, the child will now sleep in their house. When the mommy, like, she's back, she's late, and she wants to go and pick up the baby will refuse coming home. And every point that you just see this, you see, that bond will be there. That bond will be there. Please kindly help me mute your mic. See, this is what I don't like. Oh. Please, when you join the call, please help us to mute your mic. We're trying to make it easy for everyone to be able to participate in this thing. That's why I'm coming back to this place. I don't want to hear somebody is not able to locate the YouTube and all of those things. Please kindly help me mute your mic whenever you come online. So attachment theory is just interesting. It's just interesting. See, you'll be wondering now, what now determines if they're saying that are we not supposed to love up with every child in our class? I have about 14 students in my class, so I'm supposed to pick up every child. I'm supposed to no, just be a kind teacher. That's all. Be a nice teacher. That's all. Be a nice person that children are looking forward to meeting every day. That's all. Children will naturally gravitate towards you when they see that you are genuinely interested in them. You are genuinely interested in them. You are genuinely interested. They will naturally gravitate towards you. So you need not to pick up all of them. They will just say, hey, babies. Oh, now I can see all girls come around me. Look at all boys. They are my good guys. And you give them stickers and you just love up with them. You sit on the mat with them. You drum with them. You stand with them. You clap with them. Children naturally will just gravitate towards you. That is one thing about children. Children are actually see, you don't need gift to please children. No. You just need to be a good person, and they see through your heart. They see through your intention. They know when you're just trying to fake it. Children will always catch you in the act. So how do you now determine a successful attachment. You see, behaviorists, who are the behaviorists? People like John Bowlby, people like Eric Erikson, people like all these theories that I had mentioned. They suggested that, you see, food led to the formation of these attachments. Yes, food is part of the real deal. But this our current attachment, and this particular attachment is saying that, as much as I can agree that food could be part, because when you feed me you get me to connect with you, he's saying that no, it is nurturance and responsiveness. Nurturance and responsiveness are the real primary determinant of attachment. Nurturance. How do you nurture the child? How do you care for the child? How do you respond to the need of the child? These are the real things that will make the children to just want to connect with you. Good, good, and good. They will just want to connect with you. That's why I said that gifts are not the only thing that make children love up with people. Gifts are not the only thing. No, food is not the only thing. Real care is what makes children to care, to love up with you. Now there are four main kind of attachments. What are the four main attachments? We have one, secure attachments. Two, no, let me not name it like that. Let me just be taking it one after the other. That way you'll be able to connect. So, attachment number one, children who depend, that's what we call secured attachments. Just write it secure. The way we write secure. I secure, or secure this place for me. Who are the children that experienced or that have secured attachments? These children are children who can depend on their caregiver, and they usually will show distress whenever they are all by themselves. Do you understand? These children will show distress when separated from their primary caregivers. So secured attachment. So don't say that it let me use it. How do I put it? Okay, so this feel that, are you supposed to cry when your mommy drop you? I will cry because it is my mommy, not yours. Do you understand? I would cry. Secured attachment is saying something. It's saying that a child is supposed to feel a measure of distress when the primary person that cares for them is no longer in the picture. A child is supposed to show a child is supposed to show some so a child will want to disconnect. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. A child will want to show a measure of stress whenever the primary caregiver, I'm sorry about that interruption, the primary caregiver, you are the one that is caring. Okay, let me put it like this. The parent comes in the morning, they drop the child off in the school, and the child is crying. There is no way that we will say that the child should not cry. Now, the feeling that the child gets when connected or separated by their parents is from you. Do you understand? The feeling that the child gets when the child gets connected the feeling that the child gets when their parent now come back, that feeling of happiness is what we call attachment. The feeling of distress when their parent is not in the picture is what we call attachment. So while a genuinely attached child would show signs of distress whenever the parent, is no longer the picture. When I say parent, whoever is the primary caregiver, the nanny, the person that the child connects with, the Miss Ayo drops the baby and the baby starts whimpering. The mommy picks up the baby stops crying. Do you understand? That is what we call secure attachment. I hope the explanation is clear. While still feeling the child will also now feel confidence That, you know what, I know that my mom is not in the picture, but I'm very, very certain that my mom will soon be back. And when my mom is back, I will be excited to have her. I know that Miss Ayo or my nanny, whoever that is my nanny is not in the picture and I've cried. But I know that whenever I am very, very certain that this person will soon come back to pick me. So they are looking forward to the returning of the person. The child that is in a secured attachment is saying that when I'm frightened, a securely attached children readily seek comfort from caregivers. They are very, the natural thing that children would do. They are scared, they run to you. They are afraid, they run to you. They are teary, they run to you. That is what we call secure attachment. And largely, despite the his hula baloo across the world, secured attachment has the highest rate of attachment. That means people still raise children well. You understand? People still love up with their children. There are still 1001 educators that are getting it right. Therefore, making sure that the secured attachment is 81.8% across the world. That means that people kind of yearn towards relationship. Do you understand what we are saying here? So because this is the most common kind of attachment, you're in distress, you have your go-to call people, you have people that you could call, you have your circle. Even in adults, people go to work. Have you seen people that left a place of work because their colleague left that place of work? It happens a lot. People pull out of organization because one person left. Yes, that's what we call attachment. It may be bad, but then it is still what it is. So that's what we are saying. So we now have anxious and ambivalent attachment. Anxious and ambivalent attachment. That's the second one. Children with ambivalent attachments, they become very, when I say very distressed, when their parent leaves the picture. Now, a child has a right to cry when their parent is not in the picture. But when the child now cries, that is what we call ambivalence. Ambivalence is from the word anxious attachment. Now, this ambivalent attachment style is saying that I become very distressed because my parent leaves. And I become so much like that. You know why? Because I've been so used to seeing my parents leave so many times. Now, are we going to say Lagos parents should not work? They have to work because we need money to care for our children. So now, what they say and what they claim causes ambivalent attachment style is due to limited parental availability. So children kind of now, they've now switched the attachment to their primary caregiver. Now, these children cannot depend on their primary caregiver to be there when they need them. Do you understand? So it's not like they have a suiting, and this is where you find out where somebody changes or they have a wicked house girl or a wicked nanny, or somebody that is just, or the teacher that is in the school just kind of witch-hunts the child every time. So the child is coming to the school the next day, disrupts that, not again. You see, by the time my mommy dropped me, I knew that I will see the life of my head today in the hand of this auntie. So the child is already like, how can I avoid this trauma that is ahead of me? That is what sorry, that is what I was going to mention another. That is what ambivalent attachment style which showed the child. Is telling the child that, see, I am not certain. So the child is anxious, like, can my mommy just be done with anything she's doing and come and get me out of this place? Now, do we have percentage of people that have this thing? Yes, we have about 13.2 people across the world that are anxious, and they have this anxious. You could also slash it with avoidance. The avoidance is the one I'll be explaining again after now. So people that are like, this person that I trust so much is not in the picture. Now that this person is no longer in the picture, how can I deal with the next situation? And it happens. It happens when a woman is getting married, she's going to her husband, she's asking this person that this circle, this is who I have known. This is my siblings, these are the people that I have known. I need to go and deal with a new family. Anxiety will step in. That's anxiety, of course, anxious, ambivalent will set in that, how can I depend on this new person? Now, this will now determine the rate of what will happen after is how the new place the child is going to will treat the child. Now, if you want to win children over very well in your school, make sure that you make them bond very well. The teachers should not be seeing a new student and they are scaring them up with stand up, don't sit down there. Every time, shout, shout, shout. No, that's not supposed to be the priority of the teachers. We're supposed to create for these children in our setting a secured place for them to be able to thrive, so that they know that their parents are not in the picture for the moment, but they can at least depend on the primary caregiver they can see around and know that they are at peace. How do a child get to the entrance of your school and is crying that I don't want to go to school? You should be worried. I should be worried. I get worried when children are coming to my school and they are saying that a little girl is coming. Even the ones that are in college say, if they get not excited about school, I will be worried. That means something is wrong in the setting. Somebody is doing something wrong for them. Now, some people be like, it is not until it is after I'm not beating them. You may look at a child in a way, give them an evil stare, and the child will just want to get out of your sight. They are not just excited around you. So what we're saying is that the reason why we are teaching you this, so that you can know the implication of the things that you do with the children in the school. If you know the implication of the things that you do, you will know how to mitigate against it, because it may not be now. The effect of that thing will be coming up on the child later. Let's go to the third attachment theory. This is what we call the avoidant attachment. The avoidant attachment has it that, you see, children with this kind of attachment, they tend to avoid their parent or their primary caregiver. Avoidant. So when you see that child that is seemingly showing you signs of, maybe, am I an introvert? Most likely they're not even an introvert. They don't care whether you exist. If their parents is around, they are not excited to see their parent, neither are they enthusiastic about meeting their caregivers. They show no preference between a caregiver and even a complete stranger. See, this kind of attachment has its own, you may say that it can be beneficial, because you are thinking that you're raising an independent child. When you raise the child, when you drop the child off in a place, the child does not cry, is just very cooperative. Yes, we know the child is very cooperative. And then when the child now sees you, does the child react differently? Does the child really love up with you? Does the child want to come to you? You should ask yourself whether yes or no. If you can answer it, you will now go to the next stage and ask yourself and be like, okay, what happens when this child comes to the school? And just, when I said it in the other side, I said, don't raise perfect children. Don't raise perfect children. Don't let anybody tell you that you have to raise. If you're raising a perfect child, you're raising a robot. That's what you're raising. A child that you say stand up and it will stand, sit down, it will stand. They will say good girl, good girl, good child, good child, good child. That good child is telling you that they are just listening. They are being abused mentally. They just want to meet up your needs so that they don't get into trouble. That's just it. They are taking your list of wants, taking your list of needs, so that you don't stress them. They don't want you to stress them. I think that's what they don't want you to abuse them. They don't want you to beat them. They don't want you to do anything that would disrupt their emotion, and that's why they are avoidant. So this ones show no preference between caregiver and a complete stranger. This type of attachment might be as a result of abusive or neglectful caregivers, or maybe these children who are at times. Children who are punished for relying on caregiver will now learn to avoid seeking help in future. Now, a child that maybe, at times that you just beat a child, like, so it's Auntie Fola that you like. Auntie Fola, now be, go and meet her, go and meet her. Auntie Fola now say, oh, I don't want the problem with your mommy. Oh. The person to now say, please, just stay on your own. I don't want problem. And the child is now left in between. The child is now looking at, there is no love at home, and there is no even love in the space of the person or whoever that I've gone to meet. They will now learn to survive on their own. And at default, you see them, they grow up to becoming adults who avoid seeking help from people. They just want. Now, this is not to say that people that avoid taking help and they are not loved or something. No, this is to say that, see, it is actually weakness for you not to say that you need help. Let me tell you. Now, it is not always monetary. Like being able to have people to get things done for you, it is like you are receiving help. It is a weakness when you amass things to yourself, like you have to just fix everything by yourself. We are saying that detach from all these burdens and you will be free. So attachment is showing us that If you can help look inwardly, we will see clearly where this problem may have been, where this problem may have started from rather, and we will help to mitigate against it. Let's go to the fourth attachment. This is what we call the disorganized attachment. Disorganized attachment. Children with a disorganized attachment style, they give you too many kind of different emotions at different time. Excuse me. They display a confusing mix of behavior. Seemingly disoriented. At times they look dazed. Sometimes they are confused. They may avoid or resist their parents. They may avoid or resist their teachers. They just want to sit clear and be looking at you. At times they just want to love upon you. In fact, they lack a clear attachment pattern. And this is because there has been inconsistency in how their parents or their teacher care for them. So what Bowlby is saying here is that he said that primary caregiver that this child is supposed to bond with, that person has been a source of both comfort, a source of fear, a source of anxiety for the child, a source of love. So this person 1 minute is loving up, is loving up. That's why I say children don't want to know how much, they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. It's not a matter of gift or any shenanigans you want to put off for the children. Children know sincerely, they can look within you and tell that you really, really care about them. The child in the ECE setting is saying that don't make me be a disorganized person. Help me to know so that I can trust, because in this stage, I'm having issue trusting the world. I want to know how the world is, and I'm going to only know how the world is through the lens of what you show me. I think that's just the best way to go about it. I can only understand the way the world is through the lens of what I see in the school, what I see in the church, what I see in my family, what I see in the community. I'm just going to get a good dose of what the world is all about. That's why you see children that are raised well in communities, in environment that are healthy. Do you know what they do? They find it strange when they go to some certain places and they see people behave in a way. It gets to them. It makes them ask like, do people really behave in this certain way? Do people really behave in this certain way? It gets to them. It confuses them. So what we are saying here is that you as a practitioner, I as a practitioner, you as a parent, I as a parent, let's do one thing. One thing is we educate the parents about their role in making sure that their children have a secured attachment. Then as we're educating them about what they need to, now you could be, we have very, very busy executives that are very, 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 very connected to their children. Then we have very available parents that are yet not connected to their children. Presence is not love. Did you hear me? Write that in the presence. That you are there 247 does not mean that the child will feel connected to you or they will think that it is love. Presence is not love. It is not love. It's the genuity. The genuity of that presence is what makes that moment loving for the child. The how much you care, the how do you express your emotions to me? Do you make me feel like do you make me feel like I have lost it all because I made a mistake? The child is asking you those questions because when you scream, when you shout, when you try to put your foot down and you make it look like all has let loose, and the child is looking at you that is this all, then the next minute you're saying that loving up. Now, let me tell you, I'm a big advocate for big discipline for children. And I would not tell you that I don't discipline mine. I discipline them, but then, now, what and how? Is it every time they see you, you're always holding cane? That's why I'm saying that if you know what is good for you, better drop cane in that your school. Because the day government will come for you in that school, may you not just allow a child to shake and dance too much and cane will go and enter their eyes. Have quality disciplinary measures, actions that you can take with children, so much that they can understand that this is discipline and this is love. They will even understand that this discipline is bettered on me in the place of love, and they will love up with you with that. Help children to have a world. Let them see the world. Let them see that. Remember, the goal of early child education is so for us to raise children that are able to live in harmony with themselves, their immediate and their global community. So help us, God. Amen. Thank you for listening to me. I'm Bukola Odetunde-Israel, and today I am so excited to have taken this class yet again. If you are here and you have not listened to every of the classes we've posted, please go back there, go and listen to it, put it on speaker and listen. It's because of people who started recording so that we don't have